Hello friends, welcome to the official YouTube channel of our IS. Today we are going to discuss about certain social issues which are relevant to the prelims and as well as to the mains 2020. Before we begin, you are kindly requested to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also press the bell icon so that you do not miss on any notification. And also please spread our material in case you like our material, and if there is any issues then kindly write in the comment section so that we can work on it. So coming to the first topic, and which is very important topic, is the draft national education policy. Since it's a draft, so you must know the provision, but not in that much detail. But it can be certainly help in mains, but not as much useful in the prelims. So it has been given by the committee by the name of K Kasturi Ranjan Committee. ये committee Western Ghats से भी related थी. You must have read in the last 2 or 3 years. और कस्तूरी रंजन कमेटी एजुकेशन से रिलेटेड है. अभी जो एजुकेशन पॉलिसी इंडिया में एग्जिस्टिंग है दैट इज 1986 पॉलिसी. और जो अब ड्राफ्ट है उसका विजन है टू क्रिएट एन इंडियन सेंटर्ड एजुकेशन सिस्टम. You must remember this line while you're writing your essay or main so that the it look attractive. जो अभी नेशनल पॉलिसी ऑन एजुकेशन 1986 है उसके ऑब्जेक्टिव है टू कैटर टू द ऑल स्टूडेंट इररिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ कास्ट क्रीड सेक्स रिलीजन, जो हमारा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का राइट्स भी है. और उनके जो ऑब्जेक्टिव है दे फोकस ऑन द एलिमेंट्री एजुकेशन एंड देयर फोकस ऑन द यूनिवर्सल रिटेंशन ऑफ चिल्ड्रन अप टू 14 इयर्स ऑफ एज. और सेकेंडरी एजुकेशन हायर एजुकेशन को कवर करता है. जो आप मेंस में इस पे डिटेल में नहीं जाना, बस यू मस्ट से दैट इट कवर द एलिमेंट्री, सेकेंडरी एंड द हायर. अब क्वेश्चन बनता है कि व्हाई देयर इज अ नीड फॉर अ न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी. 1986 की हमारी पॉलिसी जब हमारे पास है तो उसका एक सिलेक्शन है, उसका एक रीजन है that the policy must adapt to the changing time. So there is a changing demand and we are now moving to the new knowledge. There is a spread of 4G network, the borders are becoming irrelevant, and also India has a demographic dividend जो इसको टैप करने के लिए एजुकेशन पॉलिसी चेंजिंग नीड्स के साथ इट हैज टू एडजस्ट. एंड ऑल्सो सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल फॉर दैट फोकस ऑन द एजुकेशन, जिसका मेन है टू इंश्योर इंक्लूसिव एंड इक्विटेबल क्वालिटी एजुकेशन. So जो न्यू हमारी एजुकेशन पॉलिसी है दैट आल्सो फोकस ऑन द अचीविंग सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल 4. जो कस्तूरी रंजन कमेटी एंड दैट इज द जो ड्राफ्ट नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी है उसमें स्कूल एजुकेशन को लेके जो पॉइंट्स उसने दिए हैं दैट आर इट कवर द अर्ली चाइल्डहुड केयर एंड एजुकेशन. अर्ली चाइल्डहुड केयर एंड एजुकेशन को इसने दो ग्रुप्स में बांटा है. वन इज फॉर 0 to 3 years and other is 3 to 8 years. And it focus on expanding the Anganwadi so that students can enroll over there. And also टीचर्स अर्ली चाइल्डहुड एजुकेशन पे फोकस है एंड एक्सटेंशन ऑफ राइट टू एजुकेशन एक्ट टू इंक्लूड अर्ली चाइल्डहुड केयर. जो अभी हमारा राइट टू एजुकेशन है वो फोकस कर रहा है 6 to 14 ईयर्स के लिए, लेकिन ये जो इस पॉलिसी है इसने सजेस्ट किया है कि राइट टू एजुकेशन इट शुड कवर बिफोर 8 year ऑल्सो. एंड ऑल्सो देर इज अ फोकस ऑन there is a focus on mathematics, weekly events, special assemblies so that the holistic development हो children की. And also there is a focus on national tutor program. tutor program क्या है, दो स्टूडेंट जो अच्छा परफॉर्म करें they can work as a tutor. so इसमें हमारी सोशल कैपिटल भी बिल्ड होगी. जैसे जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनके अच्छा those who are performing they can teach those who are not as good. ये दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट का वैसे पहले प्रोग्राम था. and also there is a provision for reintegrating the dropouts. Like the students who have dropped out because of a poor performance and some other factor, they can also be reintegrated so that the gap can be bridged. And also it has a strategy of 5+3+3+4 years. जिसमें first 5 year would be foundation stage, जिसमें student को prepare करा जाएगा so that he can when he goes to school he is prepared. उसके बाद 3 year would be pre primary school जिसमें grade 1 to 2 आएगी, फिर preparatory stage आएगी इसमें grade 3 4 5, then there would be middle stage that would cover grade 6 7 8. These things you do not need, but just in case there is essay or elaborate, so you just need to have a fair idea. prelims में इसकी इतनी importance नहीं है. And there is a focus to reduce curricular load to the essential core content so that they do not get overburdened and the curriculum is adapted to changing time. And for higher education you need to know these things. It has divided the institution in 3 types, type 1 2 3. तो ये हमारा हायर एजुकेशन पे क्वेश्चन आता है मेंस में, ऐसे में तो हम उसमें लिख सकते हैं कि टाइप 1 2 3 है. टाइप 1 में से रिसर्च यूनिवर्सिटीज, इनका प्राइमरी फोकस रहेगा रिसर्च और टीचिंग वो भी सेकेंडरी फोकस. टाइप 2 it would be teaching universities there where there would be teaching and as well as cutting edge research. And type 3 would be a college where there will be focus on the teaching. and there is a focus in this policy on the liberal education also. Liberal art में क्या है, 4 year का undergraduate program होगा with multiple exit option, and it also seeks to establish Indian Institute of Liberal Arts, and also it provides for a national higher education qualification framework, that is NHQF, which will focus on the learning outcome जो students have what they would be learning and that is fulfilling the objective or not, and it focus on the research, and for research के लिए it has established a national research foundation which would help to fund, mentor, incentivize and build capacity for quality research. तो रिसर्च अगर होगी तभी टेक्नोलॉजी बिल्ड हो पाएगी, तभी हम डेमोग्राफिक डिविडेंड टैप कर पाएंगे और जो इंक्रीजिंग ग्लोबल अपॉर्चुनिटीज है उनको रिटेन कर पाएंगे. एक इंस्टीट्यूशनल मैकेनिज्म ये प्रोवाइड करता है राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा आयोग, विच वुड बी हेडेड बाय द प्राइम मिनिस्टर एंड इट वुड बी अ पॉलिसी सेटिंग बॉडी, एंड एट स्टेट लेवल देयर वुड बी राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा आयोग जो चीफ मिनिस्टर सेट करेंगे. सो दो इंस्टीट्यूशन है, राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा आयोग और एक है राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा आयोग जो प्राइम मिनिस्टर करेंगे, और राज्य शिक्षा आयोग, राज्य एज यू नो द स्टेट, तो दे वुड बी हेडेड बाय चीफ मिनिस्टर. स्कूल में देयर वुड बी पब्लिक स्कूल कॉम्प्लेक्स, एज द नीति आयोग ने भी कहा था, जैसे स्कूल्स बहुत सारे स्प्रेड है इधर उधर, तो उनको एक क्लस्टर बिल्ड किया जाए ताकि क्वांटिटी से ज्यादा स्कूल्स की क्वालिटी पे फोकस किया जाए. और स्टेट स्कूल रेगुलेटरी अथॉरिटी सेट करने का फोकस है इसके अंदर, ताकि यूनिफॉर्म स्टैंडर्ड फॉर पब्लिक एंड प्राइवेट स्कूल में रहे और एजुकेशन रेगुलेटेड रहे. And at district level, there will be district education council, which will provide for the oversight of school system in each district. And for higher education, there would be higher education institution where there would be independent board of governor for each higher institution. So ये policy डिटेल में आपकी मेंस में काम आएगी. प्रीलिम्स में आपको बस दो की इंस्टीट्यूशन में कहना, राज्य शिक्षा आयोग है, राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा आयोग है, और राइट टू एजुकेशन इसने अर्ली चाइल्डहुड पे फोकस किया है. एंड वन थिंग रिगार्डिंग द स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ टीचिंग, इसमें आप एक चीज देखिए, ये कह रहे हैं पैरा टीचर शिक्षा अगर में सिस्टम अक्रॉस द कंट्री विल बी स्टॉप्ड बाय 2022. पैरा टीचर वो हैं दोज हु डू नॉट हैव अ क्वालिफिकेशन एज लाइक टीचर, बट ड्यू टू द शॉर्टेज ऑफ टीचर्स दे आर एम्प्लॉयड, और उनकी क्वालिटी कम रहती है, तो ये पॉलिसी ड्राफ्ट पॉलिसी क्या कहते हैं कि इट शुड बी स्टॉप्ड बाय 2022. And also there should be no non-teaching activities for teacher like cooking, midday meal, election duties, etc. जो school hours में नहीं होगी, but after school hours वो when there would be holidays हो जाएगी. और cooking, midday meal, etc. इसके लिए जो special committees हैं they will focus on it, and teachers का उनमें कोई रोल नहीं रहेगा. And for pedagogy जिसको हम कहते हैं teacher development, उसके लिए 50-hour professional development training program रखा गया है. And also permanent employment track system has for the faculty in the higher education, so that we can have a database of a quality teacher. Technology के लिए focus on providing a national mission on education through information and communication technology, जिसके अंदर there will be virtual laboratories, national repository of education data. So it's more relevant for your mains part. For prelims इसकी utility कम है. एंड एक चीज हमें ध्यान रखनी है कि whenever we are studying we need to focus कि प्रीलिम्स में क्या इंपॉर्टेंट है, मेंस में क्या इंपॉर्टेंट है, बिकॉज प्रीलिम्स थोड़ा सा एक हाईली स्पेसिफिक प्रिपरेशन मांगता है एज कम्पेयर टू मेंस. मेंस में आप थोड़ा जनरल हो सकते हैं, बट प्रीलिम्स में यू हैव टू बी हाईली स्पेसिफिक. So you must know which topic are important for prelims and which for mains. The above topic is more relevant for the mains and your SC component as compared to your prelims. अब जो हम सेकंड देखते हैं, it is more relevant for the prelims, there which में हमें school education quality index. This index was released by Niti Aayog, but it was developed by Niti Aayog, Ministry of HRD, States and Union and supported by World Banking sector support. So इसमें हमें ध्यान रखना है, रिलीज आएगा तो नीति आयोग, डेवलप्ड आएगा तो 4-5 जो भी इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं, इसका आपको नाम पता करना है. इसमें रैंकिंग हम देख लेते हैं एक बारी कि जो टॉप परफॉर्मर एज ऑलवेज केरला है कि सोशल इंडिकेटर्स काफी अच्छे हैं, सेक्स रेशियो में भी, एजुकेशन में भी. एंड बॉटम मोस्ट इज द उत्तर प्रदेश, जिसकी परफॉर्मेंस बहुत बेकार है एज कंपेयर टू द अदर स्टेट्स. एंड दिस index has distributed the states in three components. That one is the large state, other is the smaller state, and third is the union territories. You do not need to know the who scored what in the large state, who was the second in the small state. These are not of important, but the one thing you must know that Kerala is the best performing and the UP is the worst performing. And this is one important thing, that school education is now the subject of a concurrent list. Earlier it was in the state list, but 42nd Amendment Act 1976, इस अमेंडमेंट ने बहुत वाइड स्प्रेड चेंजेस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में लाए थे बिकॉज इट वाज ड्यूरिंग द टाइम ऑफ इमरजेंसी, तो इसको मिनी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन भी कहा गया था। इसमें एक इन्होंने चेंज किया दैट एजुकेशन वाज मूव फ्रॉम स्टेट लिस्ट टू कंकरेंट लिस्ट, यानी कि बोथ सेंटर एंड स्टेट कैन enact law on it. Sorry. One more thing which was used in the last year also, that is a PISA test. PISA test is the program for International Student Assessment Test, and it is conducted by the OECD. OECD is the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. India OECD का member नहीं है. This is basically the rich countries, and this assessment by the name of PISA is held every 3 years. इंडिया ने पहले इसमें पार्टिसिपेट किया था, बट इंडिया की रैंकिंग बिकॉज ऑफ द फॉल्टी पैरामीटर्स बहुत बेकार आई थी. So India decided to exclude itself from this, but from 2021 India has said that it will participate in the PISA ranking, and PISA it major performance in mathematics, reading, science, innovative subject, and money literacy, and it also assesses student on their application capabilities. So the most important thing is that who conduct PISA, that is conducted by the OECD. OECD के बारे में आपको थोड़ा जानना है. It's a group of the 48 countries, headquartered at Paris. India उसका member नहीं है, but India decided to participate in the PISA ranking. As earlier I was saying that in 2009 India got 72 rank out of 73 countries, and the reason for it was a out of context question. India said that it didn't evaluate fairly. Friends, one very important report which you must know for the prelims, mains, and as well as for the interview, wherein like if you are saying that the education level of India is bad, but you need to support it with some of the report, and the most important report which is also considered by the government of India is the Pratham report. And the Pratham is the name of the NGO, and the report which is given is named by ASER, that is Annual Status of Education Report. इस साल में इन्होंने they have considered pre-education status of the children, that is from the 4 to 8 year age. उनके 4 parameters है: language acquisition, numeracy skills, cognitive abilities, social and emotional learning. And what it has found that there is 90% of the students are enrolled in some type of education institution. So quality इतनी नहीं है, but quantity है, और बहुत सारी reports ने भी कहा है कि that we need to focus on the quality rather than the quantity. As I was saying that the PISA report, it is beg your pardon, the ASER report is conducted by the Pratham, and it's released every year. And you must know that they had a very important report by the name of Beyond Basics. So if the UPSC asks question that which of the organization was associated with the report named Beyond Basics, in that you need to write that the organization was Pratham and the report was ASER. The what institutional mechanism we have for the education, the very important is the Right to Education Act, and Article 21A है जो इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का, वो भी राइट टू एजुकेशन प्रोवाइड करता है. एंड ऑल्सो ड्राफ्ट नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी 2019, इट ऑल्सो फोकस ऑन द अर्ली चाइल्डहुड एजुकेशन, जो अभी आपने ऊपर पढ़ा भी था. उसके बारे में अगर आपको मेंस का क्वेश्चन आता है तो आप इन दो पॉलिसीज को लिख सकते हैं. A very important difference is between the ASER survey and NAS survey. What do you mean by NAS? NAS is a National Achievement Survey. National Achievement Survey, it is conducted by NCERT under HRD Ministry. So you must know that NAS, National Achievement Survey, is conducted by NCERT, and it covers both urban and rural area, while the ASER, which was conducted by the organization named Pratham, ये कवर करता है खाली रूरल एरियाज को. और ये हाउस होल्ड सर्वे है, वेयर NAS स्कूल बेस्ड सर्वे. स्कूल में जाके वो पेन एंड पेपर पे टेस्ट लेते हैं एंड उनकी फिर परफॉर्मेंस इवेल्युएट करते हैं. ASER के सर्वे 1-to-1 ओरल असेसमेंट रहता है, और उनके रिपोर्ट्स हैं जिसमें उन्होंने कहा है कि 50% of the student in class 5 do not know the basic mathematics and the basic English reading skills. उसके बारे में डिटेल में हम अगले और टॉपिक्स में पढ़ेंगे. One more important जो प्रीलिम्स में आपसे पूछा जा सकता है, that is All India Survey of Higher Education, which is by the name of AISHE. They might ask you directly AISHE is associated with what. फ्रेंड्स, क्या होता है कि यूपीएससी एवरी ईयर आप प्रीलिम्स का पेपर देखेंगे तो उसमें 15 से 20 क्वेश्चन ऐसे होंगे विच आर वेरी सिंपल, एंड इफ यू मिस ऑन दोस क्वेश्चन देन कंपटीशन गेट वेरी टफ फॉर यू. यू हैव टू देन परफॉर्म वेरी वेल इन द रेस्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चन. सो जो सिंपल क्वेश्चंस हैं, यू कैन नॉट अफोर्ड टू गो रॉन्ग ऑन देम. So one of the simple might be AISCH is related to what, and or it is given by which ministry. So that would be HRD ministry, and categories इसकी तीन हैं: university, college and standalone institution. One thing which you need to write for the mains is that AISHE, it has noticed that the enrollment is 26.4%. Like if there are 100 students who are eligible for higher education, but only out of 126 are being enrolled in the higher education. And one very strange thing which is unnoticed is that a women enrollment is better as compared to the men. Women have 26.4% while the man has 26.3%. And also it has reported, as always, the performance of SC/ST student is better as compared to the rest of the student. So it has noticed that there is a social backwardness. Higher education में SCs का enrollment is 14.89% while ST is 5.53%. One other very important component which aims at increasing the higher education in India is EQUIP. So ऐसा जैसे हम पहले बताया आपको, they can ask you the EQUIP program is related with what or which ministry and what does it cater to. So EQUIP की full form है Education Quality Upgradation and Inclusion Program, and it's a cash component you do not need to remember, but you must remember that it is given by the HRD ministry, and इसके objective है to double the gross enrollment ratio, resolve the geographically skewed access, यानी कि नॉर्थ ईस्ट में less number of people are enrolled as compared to the rest of India. So EQUIP program aims at resolving this skewed access, and also to bring certain Indian institution top global institution और बाकी आप ये research and innovation पे improve employability, internationalism, and to have better accreditation system. These are the fodder point for your mains answer, so you must remember them. But for prelims they are not as important, but you must read them, where they might help you to eliminate certain options. One other program is our National Education Alliance for the Technology. As the name suggests, that it is focused on technology, alliance and the education. So it is by the HRD ministry, and the public-private partnership में focus करता है, so as to harness technology for the better learning outcome in higher education. And also इसमें artificial intelligence, edtech यानी education technologies companies को involve. So you must notice that NEET is by the HRD ministry and it focus on the public-private participation scheme. इसमें इस प्रोग्राम में आप ये देखेंगे that 25% of the registration it has to be from the disadvantaged communities which are not as better as the other communities. And also the implementing agency for NEET is All India Council for Technical Education, जो HRD मिनिस्ट्री के अंदर है, ये implement करेगी NEET को. This very important program, Dhruv scheme or Dhruv program, UPSC might ask that Dhruv program is related to what, and we might go wrong and we might write that it is related to some space exploration or something like that. But to the surprise, Dhruv is the Pradhan Mantri Innovative Learning Program. It is by the HRD ministry, and in this the student would be given the 14-day learning program where they would be nurtured by the renowned expert in different areas. And the student who complete this 14-day learning program, they would be known by Dhruv Tara, and it will cover the science and performing arts. So you must notice that Dhruv program is related to learning program of students, so that they become Dhruv Tara, or means their education increases. One important scheme is the PM scholarship scheme, Pradhan Mantri scholarship scheme, and it is under the National Defence Fund. अभी हम National Defence Fund के बारे में पढ़ेंगे, but before that we must know what is PMSS. PMS Pradhan Mantri scholarship scheme, it promotes the technical and postgraduate education for the women and children, widows and children of deceased ex-servicemen. तो जैसे जो हमारे servicemen, if they die during the call of duty, so to ensure that their students, their children and their widows are not left at disadvantage, for that we have a scheme by the name of Pradhan Mantri Scholarship Scheme. और ये कवर करती है तीन को, एक तो एक्स सर्विसमैन जो अंडर आर्मी में है, पैरामिलिट्री फोर्सेस which come under the administrative control of MHA, and one is the RPF, that is Railway Protection Force, which come under the Ministry of Railways. तो इन तीनों के widows or children, they would be given scholarship scheme, and that would be under National Defence Fund. National Defence Fund, it handles voluntary donation for national defense effort for welfare of member of armed force and their dependent. So we must notice that there is a voluntary donation and the government doesn't have any committed expenditure for it. So only by the voluntary donation. And one thing we must notice that NDF is under the chairmanship of Prime Minister and the other member are Home Minister, Defense Minister and Finance Minister. Another topic which was very relevant in the news last year was the Institute of Eminence. There was a controversy also that the Geo University also got the Institution of Eminence. So we must note that what is Institute of Eminence. Institute of Eminence it actually India की higher education में performance globally इतनी अच्छी नहीं है. To improve that we have a Institute of Eminence program जिसमें क्या है कि we basically aims to bring Indian institution in top 500 of the world ranking next 10 year and eventually in the top 100. So Institute of Eminence what they would have, they will aim at providing world class teaching and resource facilities to Indian students and they would have more autonomy. Government would provide them with a financial support of 1000 crore over next 5 years to each Institute of Eminence. But it is only for the public sector. Like private को वो नहीं मिलेगा financial support. But private they would have the enhanced autonomy कि कौन से फॉरेन टीचर कितने लेने हैं, फॉरेन स्टूडेंट्स कितने लेने हैं और रिजर्वेशन पैटर्न में they would have the better flexibility as compared to other institute. So it is ensured that they focus on their learning outcome and do not feel disadvantages in any way. One very important scheme which we must notice, that's the name Paramarsh scheme, and this scheme was launched by the HRD ministry and HRD ministry there is a body by the name of UGC, that is University Grant Commission, and this Paramarsh scheme is not for the student but it is for the institutes and it aims at mentoring institutions so that they can achieve the NAAC certification. Now what is the NAAC certification? Actually it's the accreditation program of by the National Accreditation Assessment Council जो इंस्टीट्यूशन को असेस करता है फिर उनको रेटिंग देता है. तो परामर्श स्कीम इसलिए है कि जो इंस्टीट्यूट है उनको मेंटर किया जाए दैट हाउ दे कैन इंप्रूव देयर परफॉर्मेंस ऑन द NAC scale. As you can see that NAC it's under autonomous institution under the UGC. So it's not a statutory body, you must notice it, but it's an autonomous institution under UGC. And one more scheme of the government of India by the name of the Study in India scheme. Study in India scheme इसका mainly focus क्या है? To enable evaluation and study of students from Asia and Africa so that they can seek admission in India and they can study over here. इससे हमारी soft power भी हम develop करेंगे plus हमारी employability भी increase होगी and also it will bring us the forex also. And you must notice that Study India program, it's a joint initiative of Ministry of HRD, then the Ministry of External Affairs, Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. चारों मिनिस्ट्री हैं, इसको आपको याद रखना जरूरी है. UPSC might ask that which of these ministry is not associated with Study in India program. So you must think that what is the role of commerce and industry in study. So you might say that that's not the part, but you might get wrong on it. So you must know all these four ministries. And one is the QS India University ranking. It's not as much important because this ranking is specific to QS India University ranking, the topic which we are studying today. So it can provide you in the fodder point in the mains only that IIT Bombay has been the first in the QS India University ranking and Indian Institute of Science IIS it's a second. Next topic which by the name of QS, what you must know to give the QS University ranking. Actually they are given by Quack Kureli Sinam, that's a British company. So there is not an organization which is related to UN or some other organization. It's basically a private organization by the name of Quack Kureli Simons. Thank you guys, this is what we have for today. Thanks for watching the video. Kindly subscribe to the channel and also share the videos with your friends and the folks because sharing is caring. And have a nice day. Thank you.